Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com, and in this video, I want to show you how to buy a stock in a very non-theoretical way. I'm going to put some of my own money on the line here so that you can see how to buy a stock, with an account, and then how that's all going to look, how the numbers and such are going to function. And that way you can see, how to buy a stock in a very real-time atmosphere where it's no longer, in a textbook or up on a chalkboard or whiteboard or anything like that. So on that point, this is definitely, as you hopefully saw in the title, a part 2. Now, the first part I did, how to buy a stock, I'll put a link down below if you haven't watched it. I go more so, and I'm just, talking about it from a very theoretical standpoint. I'm standing in front of a whiteboard, and I'm walking through the different order types. And I want to do just a follow-up on what I talked about in that video to show you, like I said, now there's no theory. You're going to see how these order types and such play out in the real world of trading. So with that being said, I am going to assume that you've watched that video, and like I said, if you haven't watched it, I'll link it down below in the description section. But if you don't watch it, then this video I think will still make sense if I do my job right. But regardless, I still encourage you. I think this video will make that much more sense if you do watch the original video. Now, the first order type I talked about in that video, part 1, was a limit order. And remember, a limit order is an order you say, I want to buy that stock, but, and there's always a but. And the but is, but only for a certain price. I'm not willing to buy it for whatever price is, the stock is currently trading for. So in this situation, as I sit here, and let's just create a little story. So I'm sitting here, I'm saying, what? For whatever reason, I like AT&T. Maybe they're my cell phone provider. So ticker symbol T. So that's what a ticker symbol is, and that's telling us AT&T. So I want to buy AT&T. I'm happy with them as a cell phone provider. I think, it's going to be a good buy. So I'm interested, but I don't want to buy it for the current price. That brings up the question, okay, well, what are the current prices? Well, if you are brand new over here, this is what is called level 2s. And level 2s is showing you what people are willing to buy a stock for and what people are willing to sell a stock for. So the people that are looking to buy are known as the bid. And on the left side, these numbers right here show you the bid. This is what people are currently wanting to buy AT&T stock for. So right now they are wanting to buy it for $30.02. Now $30.01. Did you see how the numbers changed? Over here, this is what is called the offer or the ask, meaning this is the price that people are willing to sell AT&T for. So right now people are willing to sell for $30.02. Over here, they're willing to buy for $30. Oh, see, it's changing. $30.01, $30.02. So again, over here, miniature quiz. These people are looking to buy or sell. If you're saying buy, good job. Over here, these prices are for people looking to buy or sell. If you're saying sell, good job. So again, this is called the bid. This over here is called the ask or the offer. There's kind of a couple different terms for it, but bid and ask, that's what's going on. Price people want to buy, and then the price people are looking to sell for. So within the story, I'm saying, well, yeah, I want to buy AT&T, but you know what? I don't want to buy it for $30. I want to buy it, I think it would be a good value at $29.90. Now, where you come up with this number, for whatever reason, you just say, I do want AT&T, but I only want it for $29.90. So at this point, and let's say you would also have to determine, well, how many shares you want? Well, I want 10 shares. So down here, the way my platform works, everybody's platform is different. But my platform, you would say, okay, well, yeah, I want AT&T. So just AT&T, symbol T, got that. Got to determine how many shares you want. So in this situation, I want 10 shares. So I'm going to change that to 10. And then I've determined, well, I only want it for what? $29.90. So right here in price, you would want to type in the price that you want the stock for. So $29.90. However, how are we going to make that happen? Well, over here, this is the order types. And once again, assuming you watched, part 1 of this series, then you should recognize that limit right there. Now you click on that, and there are actually so many different types of order types out there. Honestly, I've never even really looked or considered any of these. I'd probably have to do a little bit more research myself to figure out exactly what some of these mean. But and I'm making up this statistic, so full disclosure there, I'd say 95% of the time, you're going to be looking at either a limit, a market, or a stop. Maybe a trailing stop, maybe a stop limit. But 95% of the time, a limit, a market order, or a stop order. Those are going to be the 3 primary orders. But in this situation, we want to do a limit, right? Because a limit order is for those times where you say, I want that, but I'm only willing to pay in our story $29.90. So what I would do here is select. So let's just say that this was actually on a market order right now. But in this situation, I would want to change it to limit. So over here, watch what happens when I click buy. Because remember, I want to buy, so I'd have to click buy. You're going to see the orders show up over here, and it's going to be white. And it's going to be white because that's telling me that, yes, my order is out there in the market, but nothing has happened with it because, well, I mean, as of right now, the price is at $30. So let me hit buy. So right there, do you see it down there now? So that part is just telling you the exact time that I literally put the order in. But ticker symbol, AT&T, I want to buy 10. See the 0 of 10? That's telling me that, yes, you want to buy 10 shares, but as of now, you don't have any shares. You have literally gotten 0 of the 10 shares that you want. And then over here, it's telling you the price that I want to buy for, $29.90, and it's telling me that I'm looking to buy those. So that is how a limit order works. And at this point, I will not be getting any shares unless what? Unless this actually drops down to $29.90. So as of now, nothing is pulled back. You know, I just have not gotten any of those shares. So let's just say within the store, I'm like, you know what? I don't know. Maybe this was a bad decision. Maybe AT&T, this thing's going to be going up really high. Maybe it'll never go down to $29.90. I just want in. I want in, and I don't care what price. I just want in right now. Now, what kind of video would that be? There is no but. You are no longer saying I want in, but you're just saying I want in, and I want in at any price. Well, thinking back to part one, hopefully you're saying, well, that would be known as a market order, where there is no but. You just want it at any price. So again, everything else is the same. I still want AT&T, 10 shares. However, now it doesn't matter, so I'm going to change this to market. So watch what happens when I click market. Notice how this number goes away. Why did that number go away? Because I am willing to pay anything. I am doing a market order, meaning whatever the market is willing to sell me for. So as of now, quiz question, if I were to hit buy right now, what price would I get? If you're saying, well, Clay, if you hit buy right now, because there are people willing to sell at 30.01, you would get 10 shares at 30.01. Correct. Very good. You have an understanding of how this is working. Now, what about now if I hit it? Well, never mind. It changed too fast on me. So let's see if it can change again. All right, now there there we go too. All right, so now what? If you're saying, well, at this point you would get $30.02 exactly, because that's what the market's willing to sell. People are willing to sell their shares at 30.02. So at this point, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I don't think it's going down to $29.90. I want to get in right now. So at this point, because it's a market order, I'm going to get in no matter what. So this order over here is no longer going to be white. It's going to go to green automatically. Green on my platform represents, hey, you have the shares that you want. And then down here, you're going to see T show up as a position, because that's what occurs. When you have a position right here, that's what's going to show up. And down here, you're going to see a 10 under the position. Now, all these other ones from what I traded on the day, you see zeros by all these, because at one point I did have shares, but now I've gotten rid of them. So my position is 0, but I've still traded and made money from them. But in this situation, you know, you're going to see that change down there too, or you're going to see that the position show up. So here, now it's at 30.03. So now I got to pay a penny more. But like I said, I don't care. I'm going to get in, hit buy, and notice. So let's go through things here. I now own, so my position of AT&T, 10 shares. My price is 30.03. Right now I'm actually losing 10 cents in those shares. So that right there is my profit and loss. So when it's red, I am losing money. If it goes to green, that means I am making some money. But as of right now, I am losing 10 cents on that position. So that is the market order. It means it just got me in no matter what. Now, had I kept it at $29.90, and let's just say the price all of a sudden would have went down to $29.85, it doesn't matter that it went down to $29.85. I would have still gotten my shares at $29.90 because, well, that's what I was willing to buy for. But now, because I did the market order, am I going to be making some money here? Keep an eye on that number right there. If we can see some green there, that means I'm making some money. Right now, I'm at break even. See how it's 0? I mean, I'm not making any money. I'm not losing any money. I'm just at break even. There we go. No. So there's the number to watch. Just continue to watch that number. Let's see if I can make some money in the trade here. But in all seriousness, I'm not gonna. It's 10 shares, so very, very little is at risk. But to carry on with the story, let's just say that, okay, well, I've learned, I've heard that you want to be good with risk management and you want to manage risk. That's what trading is all about, and you're absolutely right. So I need to manage some risk, and part of managing risk is, well, I need to make sure that I don't, like lose all my money in this trade. So the question then becomes, okay, well, how do I manage risk? Where do I need to get out at? And I'm just making up this number randomly, but let's just say you determine that, you know what, if this thing hits 29.95. If this thing, if the price of 18D goes down to $29.95, I better get out for whatever reason. Within my plan, within my strategy, if it hits that level, I need to get out. So at that point, you would want to what? Stop the trade. Now, this is why I'm not and that's why I do like it's called a stop. A lot of people use a stop loss, which is true because most times you're using them to stop a loss. But in all actuality, you could be in the green, you could be making money, and you could still put in a stop, and it wouldn't necessarily be stopping a loss anymore. It would just be stopping the trade as a whole. So stop and a stop loss, they're the same thing. And a stop loss, like I said, that just comes from the whole idea of that, at the very beginning, yes, you are putting in a stop loss because you're going to stop a loss at a situation. But let's just say this were to go up to $35 and I put in a stop. At that point, it would no longer be to stop any loss because I would be so much in the green. I'd be making so much money on it, but it would just be to stop the trade as a whole. But in this situation, like I said, all right, well, I want to put in a stop because if I want to get out if this thing goes down to what number did I say? Well, $29.95. So at $29.95, I would want to sell. I would want to get rid of my shares. So in this situation, I'm not going to hit buy anymore because I'm looking to sell. So AT&T, 10 shares. My stop, notice how it changes at $29.95. So I'm going to go down there and hit sell. Now notice what happened over here. Here's my order out there. It's telling me that I'm looking to sell at $29.95 with a stop. Why is it white? Well, because nothing has happened with the order. Why has nothing happened with the order? Well, because right now the price is still at $30.03. We're not even anywhere close to $29.95. So that's why it's white. And it'll remain white as long as the price stays up above $29.95. And that is how the stop is working. The stop is just saying, I will stop the trade for whatever reason at $29.95. Now, another thing you could do is you could come here and change this to a stop limit. And at that point, you could say, well, you know what? I'm only willing to stop the trade, but into a certain price. So for example, $29.90, let's just say like, well, it's okay to sell at $29.95, but I'm not willing to sell for anything less than $29.90. So in this situation, again, let me repeat that because this is where things get a little fuzzy. You're saying I would like to ideally stop the trade at $29.95, but I am not willing to sell for anything less. My limit would be $29.90. Maybe, I'm really struggling to think of a time where you would want to do an order like this because these can really get you in trouble. But that is what a stop limit is an order where you're just saying you're willing to stop the trade, but if it hits a certain price, then you're no longer willing to stop the trade, which sounds confusing, and it is confusing, and that's why I'm struggling. I'm not quite sure why somebody would ever want to use that type of order. I don't know, in the comment section, maybe you're way smarter than I am. Why would somebody ever want to use a stop limit? I get it. Well, there could be, slippage and stuff like that. But at the same point, that's true. But I mean, you could really take a much bigger loss because if something goes way far below you. But like I said, I do want to, and I'm not trying to confuse you, but I get that question quite a bit. Is okay. What's the difference between a stop and then a stop limit? So a stop, that's going to be the normal one, and usually those are going to be a stop market order. So. And it doesn't say market here, it says stop limit. But a stop market means you want out and you want out at any price. And those are the types of orders that you're going to be using. Probably, like I said, a made-up statistic. But I would say in probably 95% of your trades, when you say you want to get out, when you say you want to stop the trade, you mean just, I want out of the trade at any price. And that's going to be what you want. So that would be a stop market. Now, like I said, my platform doesn't say a stop market, but when I do put it in, notice how above the order type, it does say market right there. Meaning, again, I want out, and I want out at any price. And I don't mean to repeat myself too much in that regard, but like I said, those ones are kind of sketchy. But at the core, what you're going to be using the most is a limit. Again, that's the one with the I want to buy, but you're going to be using a market. I just want in. I don't care the price. Let me in now. Give me. I just want in. And then the stop, meaning just get me out of the trade. So actually, it's coming down here, so we might see it. So again, if this hits, so I'll stall here for a little bit. But if this number goes down to $29.95, then this order down here is going to change from green, or excuse me, from white to green, and I'm going to have a loss because right now I'm down 30 cents. 40 cents. This is not a good trade for me. I'm down 40 cents. So you know what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pause the video, and if it looks like this thing is going to creep down and maybe even hit the stop loss, so we can just see how all this operates automatically. Or else, why don't I just do this? Why don't I say, no. I don't think I want to do $29.95 anymore. I want to do $29.98. So if this thing drops by one more penny, I want out. So I'm going to come over here, change this to 98. So now we have 98 right there, still a stop. So now I want to sell there. So now if this thing hits, and now it goes up by 2 cents. All right, I'm trying to get stopped out here and I can't. So now I'm saying, okay, well, I want to change it up to 99. And now it's at 31 or 30.01. So let's just stay right there. So again, now if it goes down and hits 30, that's going to go from white to green and I'm going to be out. So let's watch the price. So if this, now it goes to, so here, let me just change it up to here. Now let me go up to 30.01. So again, if that drop number over here on the bid drops to 30.01, okay, let's go to 30.02. Now 03. There we go. All right, so out there at 30.02, I put it in there, and that number just happened to be the number where it was. So it went down, and ultimately I lost 10 cents on the trade. So that's what you can also do with the stop. You can just slowly adjust it higher and higher, and depending on your strategy and depending on how it all works. But at the core, that's how you buy a stock. That's how you enter in. It depends, what your plan is, what your emotions are, or what your mindset is, right? If you're willing to buy, however, there's the but, then that's where you want to use a limit order, as you saw. If you want to buy something and you just want in and you don't care what price, that is where you would use a market order. So that's how you buy a stock. That's how it works in the real world. And, hopefully this complemented and did very nice, or, helped out with the part one with me in front of the whiteboard there. And if you have any questions or comments or additional things, leave me know down below. I will say, Clay, what is this platform you're using? What is this platform you're using? In the description box, I will put a link to my resource page at the site, and that'll walk you through all the different, tools and platforms and stuff that I'm using. So that way, because I know that'll pop up quite a bit. But all in all, any other questions or anything like that, please let me know. If you enjoyed these videos, let me know. I'm willing and to do them for more of my, because I realize I am in front of the chalkboard and the whiteboard quite a bit, and those are more theoretical videos. But if you enjoy these videos where you kind of just see things play out like this, then let me know, and I can do some more of these real life type videos where I'm actually putting in orders, and this is all real money, and you can kind of see how this stuff plays out in the real world. So like I said, leave me those down in the comment section. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and also check out the channel as a whole. And if you enjoy what you see, then I'd love to have you as a subscriber. So hit that subscribe button. But if nothing else, like I said, hit that like button, and hopefully this can help you out in terms of what all this looks like in the real world of trading. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.